handle these conflicts.
Don't ever hold it in. Start there. Don't hold nothing in. If somebody says something that you find offensive or anything, speak to your spouse about it. Bring it up to your spouse, no matter how rude, or do it with love. And you have to be, because this is their parents. Mm-hmm. So remember, they're going to be offensive. That's off the jump. But just to work on the level of how much you make them offensive about the issue. Like, hey, this is bothering me. I know maybe your parent or your family member don't know, but I don't like this. I don't like how Uncle Joe or something keep touching and grabbing on me and try to kiss me. That something needs to be brought. And you like, well, this is what Uncle Joe do. Uncle Joe, I mean, girl, he kiss and slide on him. And like, I'm uncomfortable with Uncle Joe doing that. And like, you can't just say, oh, whatever, that's just him.
And be dismissive.
Right, and be dismissive about it. But bringing it up, not like just saying, he's creepy, he a pedophile, and I'm sick of Uncle Joe touching me. He gonna be defensive against it. But just holding that in, like you telling your friend, just bring things up to your spouse.
I believe everyone should deal with their own family members. I don't think that if I'm offended by something your mama, cousin, brother, sister say, I should just jump up and start addressing it then and there. Like, you know what, you ain't gonna, and I'm cussing your and I'm creating this situation that didn't need to happen. Right. So what I believe people should do is bring it to their spouse, have that conversation like you said, right away. Don't wait to the fourth time and be like, this is now you have to go back all the right. And now you're extremely pissed. Like, don't anything that happens the first time, acknowledge it right then and there. Yes. Acknowledge it and say, hey, this is a red flag for me. I'm feeling uncomfortable about whatever it is. Every time I go to your parents' house, they talking about your ex or, they still got pictures and stuff up, with your ex. And it just makes me kind of feel uncomfortable.
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We love you. But don't forget
to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos.
Y'all want to get like us? We complete each other's sentences.
All day, every day.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
we love y'all.
And we out. Peace. Little mini way.
And if you don't want to go around, I believe just express that. Just say, you know what? Maybe me and your family members aren't compatible.
Right.
If you've experienced that, and that's okay.
Maybe
if you're not compatible, maybe it needs to take time. Maybe it'll never happen. Because at the end of the day, you cannot make your family member, my family members, change just because how your spouse feel. Right. If that's who they are, that's where they are. You have to respect where they are, and that's okay. Like, everything don't have to be you're offended by something.
Right.
If this is just who these people are, respect that, but respectfully, don't engage with it.
Right.
And give your spouse the chance to address it though. Definitely. I'm not saying just the first time, just like, I don't have to deal with this. Give them a chance to address it. And if you don't see any change, then the next step will probably just be distancing yourself.
Yeah, because some people think, no, I need to address that right now. I'm going to say something to them because I don't like how they making jokes and key and talking about I can't cook and, pass her food away. I'm going to say something to them. And how is that? So if you express, somebody like, okay, hey, I don't find that funny and something like that. Okay, you say it like that to somebody's family member that made a joke or a comment. Okay, maybe it might go.
I mean, but
and
that's
they might
cool.
understand. It might.
I feel like that's okay to say.
Might.
That's something simple.
Right.
Like, if somebody offended you in that moment, I don't see an issue with, especially people do have that personality where they just gonna say something right then and there and say, you know what, I don't find that funny. This is very hurtful. Situations like that, I think that do need to be addressed right there. Like, I don't find that funny. I'm hurt about this or whatever. But bigger situations definitely need to be talked in between, between you and the spouse first, so that your spouse can have a good understanding on how to present that to their family members.
Yes, because that's your spouse. I mean, that's your family. So you should know what to say. But if you do bring up something like I said, bring up something like that, always do it in love and caring and respectfully. Mm-hmm. Hey, please, can y'all? I'm hurt by that comment. Please don't.
Of course.
Don't say that. I know y'all. Well, this is. I'm about to say how it is, and I'm gonna tell them that you don't MF and talk to me like that.
Oh.
I'm from the hood. It's like, this is somebody's family. It's never gonna turn out good if you just raise your voice, pointing your finger, and cussing. So please, just
Well, maybe the person shouldn't even be in a relationship with someone that's like that
That's
anyway. Because
another
if you
point
go
that
talk to
should-
my family like that, I'm pretty sure they talking to you like that.
right. So or other people, just examine, see that if you see people doing that, and maybe you shouldn't bring around mamas and them and stuff. But understand, just know, fellas, mostly the fellas, because I heard a statistic was the mother and the it's the wife and the mother-in-law that
It
don't
ain't
get
just
along.
statistics. It's in our own life and it's in
right.
other people's lives, our experience.
That they're not getting along grateful.
They-
So
I'm
you
sorry,
have
what
to
you say?
step up. Huh?
They're not what?
Getting along. Getting along great.
Oh, okay.
I said something else.
You did.
Not
I'm like,
getting-
well, okay.
Not getting along compatible. They're not compatible with each other. They're not.
They're not vibing.
They're not vibing. It's not vibing. They're not
Right.
vibing, y'all. And you can't. Honestly, you can't save them both. Let's be real. You can't save your mother and your wife. You're going to have to choose one. And if you're married, you got to choose your wife. Point blank, period. But you have to be respectful and explain this to your mother or father or family that, hey, stuff you're saying is offending my wife. And if it's offending my wife, it's offending me too. We're one. So please stop the comment. Stop cracking jokes on the food. Stop talking about my ex. Stop. Anything like talking about finances though. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is the big one. Right? How they taking care of the kids. Because I know mama want to step in, like, oh, you're not using this. You're not wiping good. Is she taking care of the baby right? Please. You going to say to your mama, my wife got this. She know what she's doing. You don't need to concern yourself. No disrespect. Don't concern yourself with this. My wife is capable of handling our children.
Right.
And raising that baby.
Right.
So, to me, fellas, just break it down. Tomorrow, don't overstep, and you might have to limit the
Like distance yourself.
Yeah, you might have distance, but limit the time that you bring over the grandbaby or grandchild.
And
If it causes an issue
Right.
with their disrespecting the child, that might have to be the final step where it's okay. My wife is uncomfortable with that, or you giving the baby candy, or you giving the baby some. Oh, this the remedy back in the day we was using, and everybody turned out fine, but my wife is uncomfortable with that.
If you took it, it
Right.
definitely turned out
See,
fine.
yeah.
But what I was going to say, because I know
sorry.
that you said that you couldn't save both the wife and the mother, but what I would say is just try to have two separate relationships. Like have conversations maybe, with your mom separately and right. Because it's not, it is what it is. Let's just be honest. It's a lot of folks out here trying to just force the relationship and just make everybody talking about we doing it for the kids or we got to do it for the grandkids and let's be the bigger person. Let's be honest. Your mama or your wife, maybe they not the bigger person. That's not where they are in their life right now. And you cannot expect someone to just have to, accept all of that type of treatment and just go around and not be able to be a genuine person because they really don't want to be there. Right. Don't force your spouse to go around. Just understand that it's better that way, because if you keep forcing something and that person get to a boiling point, and now because we've read and seen different things where not somebody stabbing somebody mama, somebody punching somebody mom in the face. It's a brawl breaking out. Now, you over here with the family members, your wife over here getting jumped because the mother and the sister.
Auntie,
it's just
sister.
a mess. So before you get to that point, because that's not just somebody woke up one day, one thing happened, and now somebody in a brawl. No, this is over a period of time where somebody is trying to force themselves to go around, or it's been different situations where the person really don't want to be there. Now they've reached their limit.
Yeah.
So stop just forcing yourself to go. Stay back. By no means do you try to hold your husband or your wife captive and say you can't go around. If that's what they choose to do, they'll just have to do it without you.
Right.
And that's okay. Everybody have to be at peace with that, you know?
Yeah. To all the husbands out there. Difficult conversations, you're going to have them. With your mama or your wife, you're going to have to do difficult conversations. Everybody may not have to, are never going to be in the same room. You have to be okay with that. You just have to be okay with it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I know you might be sad, you might feel hurt, and you might be like, man, this would be great if it was like that. It is what it is, dog. It just...
Most women like myself, and I know a couple of other women on social media were saying the same thing. We go into it wanting this fairy tale, wanting to accept this other mom, accept this other dad, bring the family. We want that. No, I can't speak for everybody, but most women don't come into it like, I ain't gonna like my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-laws. I ain't gonna. No, we want that relationship. We start off with pure intentions and optimistic about the relationship. Nobody is happy when it doesn't work out, you know?
All right.
But gracefully continue and remain respectful to the person. Love the person from a distance. You know, I believe that you shouldn't be disrespectful towards your spouse's parents or family members. You shouldn't be calling them out their names and conversations. And
now, if the mother, she's real petty and you can do stuff. You can stay calm doing words. But I know if somebody put their hands on you, if they spit at you, if they throw something at you, you just, I don't know, you just going to have to be the bigger person. Find your husband, wherever he at, and tell him, come here right now.
Well, I cannot give that same advice because if somebody spit on me or put their hands on me, I don't care if it's your mama or not. I cannot say honestly that I have enough self-control not to react and just sit there and be treated spitting in my face,
right,
hitting me with something. That's just, I cannot confidently say that I would not react before I had a moment to process it. It would just be a reaction, like a person out on the street. If somebody came up to me, started spitting on me, I'm gonna be like, oh man, what? No, that's not your reaction. That's not, come on.
Right.
Let's be honest about this. If my brother came and spit in your face, you just gonna sit there and be like, wifey, where you at? Buttercup.
What would
like,
Jesus do?
You're not gonna be like, Buttercup, oh, your brother just spit. What, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
For real, let's be realistic about it.
No.
We can give that good advice and say this is what we should be doing. But reality is, if your mama spit in my face, hit me, I don't know if I'm going to just haul off, start be like, I was ready for this. Like,
all day.
Right. I've been waiting on this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, right. But it would definitely be some words or something that would be, right. I don't think I just haul off, start hitting somebody, but
I think
it wouldn't be just a sitting there type of composure. No.
Right. It probably takes some building up. I think the husbands need to understand. Like, it don't just go from one to spitting on somebody. It's been a build up from it's about to get spitting on in a minute. But watching that and reading the temperature of the room would be very helpful from going from, hey, and such, and then spitting on. We need to understand, like, okay, I feel like
make sure every
like
time
the temperature is getting up there. I think we need to separate.
Every time you speak, make sure you swallowing your spit, because even if a twinkle of spit touched somebody, like they did that on purpose. It's like sometimes people spit when they talk. You know,
the temperature of the room, y'all need like, hey, or somebody's drinking. You know, sometimes somebody's mom might be drinking and had a little something and slurring words, and then sometimes they don't remember and stuff happen. But
then that's
please
still
read
on them.
The room and understand.
That's still on them. If you drink and you can't compose yourself because you speaking what you really feel when you drinking. So at the end of the day, hold tight to what you said. Then we're not gonna blame it on no alcohol. Then stop drinking. Because I'm not going to just sit there and say, oh, this is just alcohol. No, this is how you really feel. And you got liquid courage now. So that's all I'm saying. Because I'm still a Peter. I'm just going to be honest. I cannot sit here and say I'm holier than thou, because I'm not letting nobody spit on me.
All right.
Okay? I'm
that
sorry that I cannot give better. Like, I'm not that person right now in my life where I could just like, turn the other cheek and let's do this together. Like, no. No, I'm not there, y'all. Maybe in 10 years I'll be there.
Oh, so if somebody spitting, or when people brothers trying to jump somebody or all this, y'all have to separate y'all spouses and family away from each other.
Well, don't wait till it get to that point. That's what I'm saying. People forcing themselves to go.
It is steps to it, from one to start beating on somebody.
Exactly.
It definitely is steps. So that's everybody should read the room and don't be naive and think like, just give it another shot and everything's gonna be great. No, let's just stop it. Let the dust settle and calm down. I know it probably gets to a point with children and people try to overstep their boundaries because some of them are like, I want it like this. Tell your mama or tell your dad to do it like this, and they don't do it. And see, there they go doing this again. And it gets built
then
up.
raise your own children.
Right.
Then don't expect people to do exactly and remember exactly how you want your child to be raised, because people are gonna make mistakes and revert back to how they raise their children. So if you dissatisfied about how they raise their own child, which is your spouse, then don't send your children, or let it be supervised visits. That's what I would say. I don't know. I'm just saying, you cannot expect people to do exactly what you say, because it's going to come a point in time where maybe they didn't even remember the instructions you gave.
Somebody, well, then I'll write it down then. I'll text it to them. And since they can't remember.
And if you to that point where you got to talk like that, you got to act like that, you shouldn't be sending your child. You shouldn't be sending your child. If you doing all of that, you got to write down instructions, you manifest the anger and all of that, then you shouldn't be sending your child.
All right, y'all.
So wait, let's answer the question though, because we done went through a lot of different scenarios. Right. But how do you handle this gracefully? Let me just reiterate that if you are getting to a point where you all just don't get along, then there's gonna have to be some distance and separation. You know, right. If your spouse just does not feel comfortable with going, everybody have to just be at peace with this is not going to work. Now, if your in-laws and your spouse can, from a distance for a period of time, build up that relationship to where they can come back and be unison in the same environment, that's great. But if it never reached that point, understand that that's okay too. It does not mean somebody hates them, right, that they mean, any type of wrong to come towards them. It's just that you are not compatible. Just like you may not be compatible with certain people for a friend, compatible with a certain person for a spouse. It's the same thing with family members. I'm not compatible with some of my own family members. So it's nothing personal against anyone. It's just that we're not on the same page. We don't get along, and that's okay. It does not have to be disrespect or hate. So gracefully, respectfully, love people from a distance.
Amen. Powerful stuff right there, girl. You get more powerful each and every day. I know you do.